Did you wake up one day and decide to bully yourself? No, of course not. The voice that says you are not enough, not lovable, everyone else is doing better, that you are going to fail. That voice has become part of you, but it's been lying to you throughout your life. And today I'm going to tell you exactly how to shut it down effectively for good. Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Mercy and I share weekly emotional intelligence for healing, growth and transformation. So here's the first thing you need to understand, that voice in your head, the one that criticizes you all the time, is not objective, universal truth about you. It's not your intuition either. It's a mix of psychological, neurological, and environmental conditioning. A combination of every judgment, every criticism, every time someone made you feel small. And your brain, because it wants to keep you safe, took those moments and filed them under facts. Before we talk about practical ways to eliminate them, let's look at what a negative inner voice looks like and why it happens. Because to heal a disease, the first step is to identify the disease, and the second step is to look at the root causes before you apply effective treatment accordingly. Do you have an image of a person looking like yourself and whispering those statements like, you are stupid, you'll blow this up, you never get it right? Many people don't actually experience this image because the inner critic doesn't show up in just one form. When I had a very abusive boss who picked on everything I did, I had the voice running in my head all the time. Before I interact with them, I would expect them to comment negatively on myself and question my ability. And whenever things might go wrong, I'd immediately think it must have been all my fault. This is just another form of negative self-talk. We absorb, internalize others' voices. Apart from words, it can also be mental image and movies, like fast forward catastrophe of you picturing yourself getting fired, dumped, laughed at. And there are sensory captions too, like this sinking feeling in the stomach when you think you might fail at something, or the shoulder tension when you need to speak up. Okay, this is the first step to eliminate your negative self-talk. You identify the voice. Now, whenever you hear the self-criticism kicks in, you pause and name it. That's the inner critic. Language is important here. Naming it separates you from the thought. Now you are the observer and not the victim anymore. And then let's get to step 2, knowing the causes. When you were born, you didn't have a critical inner voice. The majority of your internal dialogue was shaped during childhood, especially before 7 years old, when the brain is still in a theta wave state. It's actually the same state used by hypnotherapists that absorbs external input without logic. Basically, you absorb beliefs from parents, teachers, culture without filters. If you grew up being constantly criticized, set high expectations, ignored, or told you were only worthy if you performed, your brain turned that into an internal rule, and it became your internal narrative that I'm not good enough, I need to earn love. You didn't create that voice, you inherited it. And from a brain science perspective, negative self-talk is a survival mechanism because the brain is wired with a negative bias, which keeps us alert to possible danger. Did you know that our mind holds on to criticism and danger 5 times stronger than praise? Because back in the caveman days, being too relaxed could get you killed. And our ancestors must remember not to repeat a mistake in order to survive. So every time you fail or feel rejected or embarrassed, your amygdala goes, let's store this in our system forever so we'll never do it again. And boom, you build a neural pathway. And when you repeat that thought, like, I'm gonna fail enough times, it becomes your default setting. Well, luckily for us, neural pathways can be rewired because of neuroplasticity, your brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural pathways. And before we talk about how to rewire, you also should be aware that the world we live in profits so much from our insecurities. Advertising, social media, mainstream news, and even school systems constantly send a message, you are not enough. But if you watch this video or buy that product, maybe you'll be okay. And we also learn to measure ourselves against those created, unrealistic standards and want to match the success of others. So the inner voice persistently kicks in. You are behind. You are old. You are fat. You are not successful. You are not trying hard enough. Whatever you repeat becomes true in your head because your brain creates shortcuts, the neural pathways to process information based on repetition. If you keep thinking, I am a failure, that thought becomes a default. It automatically plays on repeat and becomes the neural reinforcement. You know, sometimes you become aware that you are talking negatively to yourself and it's irrational, but your rationality just can't persuade your brain to quiet that voice down. Not because it's true, but because it's familiar. And the brain just loves familiar. It means safety to your nervous system. Okay, before we go to the final action step to eliminate those negative thoughts, let's look at the method that doesn't work, positive thinking. Have you tried to silence your inner critic with forced affirmations? But saying I am amazing when you feel like a disaster doesn't work, does it? Your nervous system detects the mismatch in your emotions, and that creates more tension, so you feel even more negative about yourself. This is toxic positivity. What you should do is, instead of trying to force remove that voice, you replace it. So I am a failure is replaced with I've failed before, but I've also recovered and I'm learning. I am a mess is replaced with I am healing and transforming. This is believable to your nervous system, and that's how rewiring starts. When you interrupt an autopilot thought and replace it with something new, your brain starts building a new neural pathway. But you have to walk the path repeatedly. Statements like, this is hard, but I've done hard things before. I don't know everything, but I can figure it out. My fear is valid, but it doesn't get to drive. These are called bridge thoughts. They help you move from self-doubt to self-trust. But at the very beginning, you'll feel it's fake because it's new. Truth feels awkward when you are used to abuse. If you often think, I hate myself, I always mess things up, I want you to imagine meeting a 5-year-old version of yourself, give her or him a hug, and say, you are doing the best you can. It's okay to mess up. You are not a burden. You are worthy just as you are. This is how we start removing the voice, by overwriting it with love, with compassion, and with truth. As you carve out new neural pathways to process information, even though the old ones don't disappear, the new ones will grow stronger, and over time, your brain will default to the upgraded system. And that critic voice in your head doesn't disappear completely, but it doesn't get to lead anymore. Remember that you are not your thoughts, you are the one hearing them. And those, my friends, are the 3 steps to identify, interrupt, and replace the thoughts that are holding you back. Please leave a comment below with the voice you are ready to silence and write your replacement thought. Let's rewrite the script together. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye!